Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Today we're going to do a demo, a workshop on seal engraving art with a group of people from all over the world, from Europe, from the Netherlands, Armand and Didi, and from Arizona, Tweet and Julie. We are going to carve each name seals, and I will do a custom commission for Aki, Hussein Aki. He ordered this seal last night, so we have this honor to do it in our workshop as a demo. And here's the process. We're going to transfer this stone, transfer this design onto the stone with this design. This has been approved by the customer. So I would worry about if there's an animal on top, you need to concern with the orientation at this point. I will use this. This side maybe for the longest red mark will be the left. That's an easier mark. If you have a natural mark on the stone, you can use that. So I wrap the design onto the stone, and I showed the student already before we start shooting. You can do it with the liquid on the back of the paper. Now I try to do it a more direct way. You can simply stamp on it like this. You put the liquid on the design and then you stamp and then try to create a container so I don't waste too much liquid. Let me just use this small bottle. Do I have the cup somewhere? Okay. They evaporate very fast. So here I put my acetone liquid onto the laser jet printout. Just a couple of drops. And wait it to dry a little bit. And stamp. This is a reverse stamp. We'll stamp on the stone. Press very hard. I have some felt underneath, so I can press. And now you can turn it over and do the same. This way is, is a little easier sometimes. Sometimes more difficult. Depends on. See how easy it is. Well, I have to do it again because I missed the one margin, the border. So this is how we do it. Just erase it with sandpaper. I already spent an hour cutting this stone. But to remove a little print is very easy. You can also use sandpaper to erase if you make a mistake. It was like 2 centimeters longer. I erased it to get out to the plan part, leave more, most part in red, with red type. You have to do this in circular movement. And then I use a finer sand to polish it. You have to use the fine one also to polish it, otherwise it's too grand. Okay, now should be fine. So I can do this again. This time make sure the alignment. So I still use this process to wrap it, to create the creases, to mark it, to mark the border, to create a little container shape.
That's better.
Okay, put the little liquid, make sure it's all covered, and just wait a few seconds. Should wait a little longer. You do by you try and error. Top. Catch. Press hard, and then just. I used to use a scrubber, like a credit card, something, but it would create more smearing. So I decided not to use that technique, just press with my palm. I think this is okay now. Yeah, should be fine. I can use a marker pen to make up the border. This is thin border anyway. The full border don't have to be the same. It gives more three-dimensional feel. So the bottom is thicker usually. If it where is the top, the sky is lighter. The bottom should be a little heavier. Okay, it will not smear with your sweat when you carve. Even though I want, yeah, that's the best part actually. You can use moisture to wipe it in the process. I use this clamp to help hold it. I have some extras you can try here. You can use your hand. It's more actually intuitive to use hand. This is very handy, but sometimes too moving. Not very steady. You have to hold it steady. And I use. I think the style we personally always use positive carving. It happens to be the same style I'm using, so you're going to carve the same way. You cut out the background, so. Use a smaller knife. You can use different sizes. Actually, smaller knife is not very stable, believe it or not. The larger knife is more stable to hold. It cuts straighter lines. The small ones tend to shake too much. See how I control the. I use the ring finger and a small finger to hold the stone. I use this three finger like a pen, and I use mostly like the thumb to push like that. You can try it yourself. I cut the marginal area first before I touch the strokes, and if the stone is too hard to push, you can cut straight down. Like that, use corner, little by little, just like that. It's more controlled way. It's a different style, also, but it's kind of hard stone that I'm doing. It's kind of hard, so maybe cutting is more easier than pushing. Okay. At the end of a stroke, or at the corner, I always leave some buffer area. You don't want to cut through the corner. That's the most important. So you want to do it very carefully, very, very, very carefully. So just use. So when you push near the corner, be very careful. You can start a little before it touches the corner. Then you can do it little by little, pixel by pixel. It's a very hard stone, and I think it's slippery. This is a very hard stone to cut. You can hear it, it's almost like a glass. The stone you're using is called Qingtian stone. It's not very hard as this one. So you will take some power today. Let's see.
De tussen of twee strepen zo? Nou, volgens mij juist in het midden. Dus hij heeft juist
I have another clamp if you want to, you can use this.
So we're cutting not the lines, we're cutting the in
You
between.
cut the white part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Notice that there is a side, all side of the knife is smoother. So if you cut a stroke, you want to always turn. So the knife, you know, what do you call this small angle part? Which this is inner part, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is my outside,
okay.
always against the stroke. Okay, so if you want a smooth cut, you put your knife is along the outside against the stroke. See, this part cut, because the other part chips a lot. You know what I mean? You see it chips on the inside.
Okay, yeah.
So you want to turn to the direction where the chipping is.
It's going to happen. Right?
Yeah, it's on the in the background part,
Yeah.
not against the stroke. Otherwise, chipping. That's why I constantly turn my stone to place the knife correctly. Yeah, just test your knife in the background area so you can feel it.
Yeah.
And do you need the hand?
No, I think I'm good with just
Hand.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So not just cutting the line. The knife is a little hold at an angle, you know. So you cut the more like a. You can start with a line if you will. You can cut along the contour and then take do the scooping.
Yeah.
That's another way to do it. But, it's kind of hard. You can do the white area first before you get into the most intricate part. Don't worry, if you make a mistake, you just erase it, do it again. So avoid cutting your fingers. Sometimes still, but it's not very common. Just control the knife like with your middle finger and thumb. So this two fingers serve like a break, so you don't push over. use your arm, your muscle in your arm to deliver the power. Okay, sometimes I use my shoulder like that. Yeah.
So how do you know if you're deep enough? Is that the color change or?
If it's not deep enough, it would the ink may not may not create a good clean copy. But not too deep in the beginning. You can deepen it if you need it.
Yeah.
Don't too deep actually. You don't need to cut very deep for small seals especially. It depends on the size. For larger seals, you cut deeper.
Yeah.